roll out.
What? Transform and roll out!
Hello everybody and welcome to my long-anticipated comparison video between the War for Cybertron Optimus Prime versus the Fall of Cybertron Optimus Prime. And these figures are really good, but the question is, which one is better? Now, I just want to get this out of the way. My history with the War for Cybertron games is... Well, I owned the DS version of the Autobots campaign, and I never played Fall of Cybertron in my life because I don't own an Xbox or a PlayStation 3 because I'm a Nintendo guy. Let's be real here, but I ended up getting these figures secondhand anyway in recent years, but I got this Optimus for $10 and I got this from a Facebook seller for 30 bucks, and it was money well earned, and they're actually pretty good condition. But let's start with this Optimus Prime real quick, but the painting and the sculpting on this one is actually pretty good and pretty game accurate, and just focus real quick, and everything about him is just pretty peak, not gonna lie. And the only problem I have is that the back is pretty kibbly, and of course there is a hidden detail, which if you've played the game you'll know that this is what shows up in the game model, but the toy has it in the way, and I think Studio Series also has this problem. And with Fall of Cybertron Prime, he is pretty clean, I'm not gonna lie, because they literally came straight out of the games. Like, especially look at the back. It is much cleaner than War for Cybertron over here, and especially it's really fun to play around with. And this one is more stiffer, and this figure is like 13 years old, and it's still got some pretty good articulation and ball joints and swivels. As for War for Cybertron Prime, he's a bit loose, especially when you try to pose his arms out, and well, look at that. I tried tightening them, but it's still loose. Darn. Now let's get to the articulation real quick, and of course they got a ball joint on the head, as so, ball joint on the shoulders, swivel here, insert Jobby the Hong joke, elbow bend, and a wrist swivel, ball joint at the waist, ball joint at the thighs with a little swivel, and of course knee bend, and a toe bend, and a toe ankle pivot, and you can optionally swivel, but I won't do that with Fall Prime. And War for Cybertron Prime pretty much has, again, ball joint on the head, no ball joint on the arms, but he does have a arm rotating 360 degrees, and a arm swivel, oh dang it, and a arm bend, and a wrist swivel, no waist swivel, but he does have ball joint thighs. And of course he has double jointed knees, but that's for transformation. And of course the ball joint ankles with an ankle pivot, optional. And yeah, accessories, Prime only comes with a gun in the Fall of Cybertron game. And this one I got secondhand, but I know he has a blaster and an axe. Like, I'll show it up on the picture right here during editing, and yeah, both are pretty good. This one is good, but this one does it a lot better, in my opinion. But let's get to the transformation, shall we? I know you're not going to get it on camera because I'm shooting it on my desk, and it's really hard to get it on camera. Like, just do this. I'm not going to point out instructions on what to do. I'm just going to let you observe of what I'm doing with cool music in the background. And here is War for Cybertron Prime in his truck Cybertronian mode. Overall, it's a pretty good truck mode. Very accurate to the games, aside from this, but yeah. Admittedly, this is a bit cleaner than the Studio Series version. Focus. And yeah, I really love this vehicle, but it's a bit complicated at most. But let's move on to Fall of Cybertron. Get rid of the gun. The reason I love this more than this is because this is much cleaner and simpler. Again, cue the music.
All I wanna do is see it turn into a giant woman. All I wanna be is someone who gets to see a giant woman. All I wanna do is help you turn into a giant woman.
And that is it with Fall of Cybertron Optimus. Much like War, it's pretty game accurate. If you can see a photo of both of their game models compared to their toy models, they're actually pretty good. But yeah, in the end, I prefer Fall of Cybertron in both vehicle and robot mode because it's more fun to transform opposed to the War for Cybertron version. So, what do you guys think of this video? Do you agree? Do you think War for Cybertron has better figures, or do you think Fall of Cybertron has better figures? Or which is a better game in your opinion? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, this has been Blue Boy the Nerd. Peace!